We're going to talk to you a little bit about the epoxy primer today. Quite frankly, epoxy primer it's not a build primer that you sand down. If you're familiar with E.O on new parts, epoxy primer is probably the closest thing in the aftermarket to the E.O. And what it's really designed is to create a vapor and a moisture barrier and a protection and a flexible base on metal and plastics. Now, SPI's probably got the best epoxy primer available in the aftermarket, maybe at any price. I mean, there might be something real expensive I don't know about, but I got to tell you, for a production product, I don't think anything comes close, and it's probably lower than everything on the market as well, lower price-wise. So the epoxy primer that SPI does, that they manufacture, is it's designed literally to go on any type of metal, aluminum, steel, properly prepared. And it also is fantastic on bare fiberglass and SMCs, plastics, plastic bumpers, things like that, because it's a very flexible material. Up to 7 days, you do not need to sand it. You can top coat it right on top of that. Again, it's not a build primer, so you're not blocking with epoxy. What you're doing is you're laying down a foundation, and then you go over the top of that with your build primer. One of the nice things about this is you do not have to use an acid etch primer when you're using the Southern Polyurethane epoxy. It's simply not necessary. The reality is, as I have seen on vehicles that have used an acid etch primer, and then they go over the top of it with something else, they get a scratch, and the standard primer that's on there draws moisture into that, and then they start creating a problem where that acid etch primer is reactivated because of the moisture. You don't want that problem. So we advise completely against using acid etch primers at all because you don't need them. As I said, it's great on bare fiberglass. It is great on plastics. It's great on all types of metals. As a result, guys that are doing top quality restoration work, and I mean the best of the best, are using Southern Polyurethane epoxy primer. It's fantastic stuff. And you can use it as a reducer. You can mix it up to 50% with a standard reducer, and then you could use it as a sealer. And it's really, really nice to use for that. I've got several of my customers, what they'll do is they'll use the black. We've got it available. For example, we've got it in black, we've got it in gray, light gray, we've got it in white, and we've got that mid-60s red oxide that you're familiar with on the old 60s Chevys and some of the Mustangs and stuff. And we have those 4 colors. But I've got guys that will use this in the black for vehicle frames, restoration frames. They'll use it for suspension component because it's got a really, really great sort of soft matte black finish. But it is as durable as can be. And one of the things that I've discovered from some of the restoration guys I've talked with is using this material on their frames, it gives them a base to be able to repair the frame later if it gets scratched or scuffed. If it's powder coated, you're done. But if it is epoxy primered, you can just go right back in and you can touch that up and you can fix it. It's really, really nice. So I invite you to give us a call. You're getting familiar with House of Klear and the product lines we offer and the depth of information we have. Give us a call, 661-312-5231. That's my personal line. I want to send you guys a tech manual. I want to give you some pricing information. I want to give you the tech manual on the products. I want to familiarize you with Southern Polyurethane. I think every single shop should have some of these products in their shop, no matter what kind of work they're doing. The pricing is fantastic. The quality is unbelievable. And I dare say the service is fantastic. So I'm John Young. Thanks for watching. And give us a call so we can work together.